بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔
شروع اللہ کے نام سے جو رحمان و رحیم ہے۔
اقرأ بسم ربک الذی خلق۔
پڑھو اے نبی اپنے رب کے نام کے ساتھ جس نے پیدا کیا۔
خلق الانسان من علق۔
جمے ہوئے خون کے ایک لوتھڑے سے انسان کی تخلیق کی۔
اقرأ وربک الاکرم۔
پڑھو اور تمہارا رب بڑا کریم ہے۔
الذی علم بالقلم۔
جس نے قلم کے ذریعے سے علم سکھایا۔
علم الانسان ما لم يعلم۔
انسان کو وہ علم دیا جسے وہ نہ جانتا تھا۔
Assalamu alaikum. I welcome all the parents and students of BCS. May Allah bring this day a lot of happiness and pleasure now in the Muslim world. Ameen. I hope you all are enjoying the season with the season too. Enjoy a lot, but don't shirk your work. काम से जी न चुराओ, ठीक है? Okay. I commence my lecture in the name of Allah, the most beneficent and merciful. Today the topic is auxiliaries and modal verbs. What are auxiliaries? You always listen auxiliary. What are auxiliaries? Auxiliaries are helping verbs. They are also known as principal verbs. They add meaning to the sentence. If I say, I a girl, I a teacher, is it right? No, unless you put the auxiliary over there. I am a teacher. Did you understand? He flies, he eats, he eating food. Is it right? No, you will have to use is. He is eating food. So these are the principal verbs. Unless they are not used, they don't give any complete sense to the sentence. Now let's move to the modal verbs. What are modal verbs? Modal verbs add meaning to the main verb by expressing the possibility, necessity, obligation or request. We use modal verbs daily, but we did not know the meaning. Today we are going to write some sentences and I will give you the examples and use of modal verbs. Modal verbs do not end in s, d, ed or ing. They are always known as the base form of the main verb. Now, I'll write some modal verbs. Ability, but present. We are talking about the present ability, okay? And permission. May. Past ability. Now examples. You got examples. Of course, teacher is also an example for you. So examples are very necessary. so that you may follow them. Number one, ability. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? It means we are asking the ability. I can speak English well. It means it is my present ability. Okay, I can speak English well. And then next thing is permission. Can I sit here? Can I sit here? Then next word is may. See, I have written this sentence again just to show the differences. Can I sit here? I'm saying, can I sit here? Then I'm saying, may I sit here? So which is preferable? Both of permissions. Can I sit here? May I sit here? I think may is a polite way for permission. Polite way for taking permission. I'm not saying that can is wrong. No. It looks informal. When we are going to talk with the elders, then we must use may. And when we are talking with our aged people, then we can use can. It is an informal way of taking permission. I hope you might have understood. Now could. I could sing a song. See, I can sing a song, that means that ability is present and I have that ability still. I could sing a song. It means I could sing in the previous days, but now I can't. That ability is not with me now. That ability has passed away. So, we use could for past ability, for past ability, and can for present ability. Okay? I hope you might have understood very well. So, your young children, whatever you may say, can. You can use can. I can drive a car, I can sing a song, I can deliver a speech. But when the days are passing and when the age is growing, then that ability vanishes away slowly. Alhamdulillah, I can say still, I can speak English well. Okay? I hope you might have understood the modal verbs. Now, turn your book, open your book on page 110. Okay? There are some modal verbs over here. We often use modal verbs to talk about ability, permission, necessity, etc. Each modal verb has more than one use. Okay? Can, I have told you about can, I have told you about could, I have told you about may. Might, permission and possibility. You might go now. He might come today. Less sure than may. It gives less surety than may. Will, future action. It is used for future action, request and offer. Perhaps it will rain. Perhaps it will rain tonight. Okay, that means this is future action. Then request. Will you give me a lift? Then we got offer. When we want to share something with others, so that becomes an offer. Will you have some tea with me? Will you have dinner with me? This is an offer word. Will. Then would, request. Would you lend me your camera? See, there is a difference. Will you lend me camera? क्या तुम मुझे कैमरा दोगी? And when we say would you lend me camera, क्या आप अपना कैमरा मुझे देंगे? So for offer, more polite is would. Whenever you want to ask, whenever you want to request, please use the modal verb would. Then it comes shall. Shall has been vanished away nowadays, and now it is in offering word. When you want to offer someone, you can say it is future action, offer and suggestion. It is a good suggestion. Shall we go to the beach? Shall we have a dinner at 5-star? Okay? Or shall we have dinner at Gold Basin? So these are the sentences. Should. Should is necessity. I always say to the students, you should improve your writing. You should cut your hair short. That means it is necessity. Zaruri hai, zaruriyat hai. ठीक? And then it is must. Must also comes in necessity. Should has 90% and must has 100%. If I say must, it means you have to do that work. You will not neglect that work. If I say you must put on your winter dresses, so when I say must, it means 100%. You have to do that work. You must come with your proper uniform. It means it has 100% surety. You should wear a uniform properly. See, you will see the difference. You should wear a dress properly. आपको चाहिए कि आप अच्छा सा एक लिबास पहनकर आए, स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म साफ सुथरा पहनकर आए. I hope you have seen the differences over here. And then it is for necessity and certainty. He must be at home now. This is a certainty. Now it's so late. Mother is saying she must be at home now. माँ देख रही है घड़ी और क्या कह रही है? उसे तो यकीनन आ जाना चाहिए था. So must is also used as certainty. I hope you might have understood very well. Okay, and we will do the exercise 1 over here. I hope you are seeing it. Turn to page number 111. Match the sentences on the left with the uses of the modals on the right. See, by reading this chart, if you have understood this table, surely you will not take anybody's help. You can do it yourself. It's too easy. Certainty, ability, necessity, permission, request, possibility, future action, suggestion, and offer. Now, I am reading a sentence for you. I must make a phone call. Now, please tell me, when there is must, what did I tell you? That is 100% certainty. So, you can match with the certainty. Okay? And suppose if I say, shall I get a taxi for you? Shall I get a glass of water for you? So that means what? That is offering word. It is an offer. They are not saying me. You are not saying me. Shall I get water for you? You are not saying me. Shall I get water for you? I am not saying you, but you give me that offer. I am not saying go and bring me a glass of water. You are saying, shall I bring a glass of water for you? It means you are offering me something. Shall I carry your books? That means I am not saying you to carry my books. You are giving one offer. So shall comes in offer. I hope you might have understood. So over here there is, shall I get a taxi for you? So is it offer, suggestion or future action? Please do this. I will tell you one thing. I must make a phone call. I will give you 2. Necessity and shall I get a taxi for and of a word. Now, all the exercise you will do it, you can match it in the book, but the students, don't worry, who don't have any grammar books or it is not available, the whole matter is in the solution sheet. Okay? Then come over here. Exercise 2. Actually, it is a page talking on page. It is on page 113. It is a page talking. Even you can practice yourself. Can fish fly? No, it can't. It is not possible. Can fish fly? Can machli उड़ सकती? Not possible. So you can say no, it can't fly. Okay, then dogs can swim. Dogs, देखो बैठने, can they swim? No, they can't. Dogs can't swim. So 2 exercises I have told you. Now you will do in this manner. The statements below are not true. Change the sentences into question and negatives. The sentences over here, Mahmood has repaired the TV. Kareem Chawla was born in America. Gauhar is using the internet. We will know the results next week. Lahore is the capital of Punjab. The stars shine during the day. Tom knows French. Anisha phoned him. Dogs fear cats. Okay, one I will do for you. Tom knows French. What will be the interrogative? Does Tom know French? Because Tom is the third person singular noun. So with that you know we use does or doesn't in the negative. Tom doesn't know French. I hope it is clear and you have understood what I have taught very nicely. You have to do exercise 1 and exercise 2, and I have given one assignment. There is a story based on modal verbs. Modal verbs never are used with infinitives. What is infinitive? What are infinitives? Okay? Infinitives verb plus verb combination. Okay, we can't use verb in 2 sentences. Suppose so, I'll give you one example. 2 lions cannot live in a jungle. दो शेर एक जंगल में नहीं रह सकते. Okay, in the same way, 2 swords cannot be put in one suitcase. That means एक तलवार, 2 तलवार एक म्यान में नहीं रह सकते. इसी तरह in the same manner we can't use verb and verb, right? I like singing. Is it a proper sentence? What do you think? What should I do? What should I do? Okay, I will put 2. This is called infinitive verb. I like to sing. Now it gives the complete sense. But in modal verbs, we never use verb plus verb combination. I am telling you a story based on modal verbs. That means no use of 2. And it is a proverb. A friend in need is a friend indeed. दोस्त वही जो मुश्किल में काम आए. See, I'll tell you again. In the solution, I think hopefully you will get the story, but It is just an example. You will not write the same story. You will write a story on your own with the modal forms. I'm telling you one story. A friend in need is a friend indeed. दोस्तों ही जो मुश्किल में काम है. One day, a lion was sleeping soundly in the jungle. A tricky mouse came and it started running on the body of the lion. Oh, the lion woke up from his sleep and he roared and said, he caught in his paw, he caught the mouse in his paw and he said, I will gulp you down. You have disturbed my sleep. Don't you know? I am the king of the jungle. The mouse wept bitterly and said, Oh, king of the jungle, oh my lord, forgive me. One day I will help you in your adversity. Adversity means mushkil, parishan. The lion laughed loudly and said, a little mouse like you, how can you help me? Then one day, after a few days, the tricky mouse was playing with his mates under the tree. Suddenly, he heard the roar of the lion. Oh, he ran speedily over there, and what did he see? He saw the king of the jungle trapped in the net. He suddenly and quickly started nibbling the net. Nibbling means चूहे के कतरने को खींचते हैं. He started because the mouse has sharp teeth, and within a few moments he let the king of the jungle free. Now the lion said, if you wouldn't have come, the hunters would take me away from here. I'm really ashamed, and now I've got the lesson. Little creatures can do big things. And he said, please forgive me. The little mouse said, oh, you are the king of the jungle. Please don't make me ashamed. And since that day, they became sincere friends and bosom friends. So beta, always listen to me, my dear students. Never think that a small creature can't do anything. Small creatures also are very helpful. I hope you have understood my story. You will write the story, but not this one, based on a friend in need is a friend indeed. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll see you again. You can see the assignment over here. Just now I have delivered the story based on modern verbs. Proverb, a friend in need is a friend indeed. दोस्तों ये जो मुश्किल में काम है, ठीक है? And this will not, you will not write the same story which I told you. You will learn on your own. Then do the exercises on page number 113. Write the modal verbs, page number 110, and do exercise 1 and 2. I hope you have understood properly. If there is any confusion, you will have the solution sheet, then you can remove your confusion. My dear students, Unit 5, get the message. Okay? Lesson 1. It is Lesson 1, Unit 5, get the message. We have already done this dialogues. We have performed very well. Even I had spoken to you all, we had that performed. But still, I am just giving you a brief review. What is the lesson about? The lesson is about Meg and Tom. Tom wants to buy a new mobile phone which connects to the internet because he doesn't have any video camera in his old mobile phone. When he receives the telephone call by the salesman, so now Meg is very inquisitive. She asked, "Who's that?" He said, "It is Barry, the person who Barry, who Barry." Meg asks, "Who Barry?" He says, "The person who works in the Technomax mobile phones on Talbot Road." So she says, "Oh, don't say me that you want to buy a new mobile phone." He says, "Of course." Then she gets a little bit angry and she says, "Recently you have bought one. It did not take a long time. Then why do you need another one?" He says, "I need another one because it connects with the internet and I don't have that new modern phone. Mine is one very old, out of date." She says, "Why do you need? Why do you need that?" So he says that I need, emails at any time I can receive, at any place I can receive. So she says, "I'm not offending you, okay, but still, you never reply. You never reply the emails." Meg says to Tom. Tom says, "Why I don't reply? Because I don't have the video camera. But when I get that mobile phone, then I will start doing this work." She says, "Even you can do right now." He says, "But when I'm at home, I can reply the emails, but not anytime and any place." Okay. Then she says, "I'm used hearing this, get me that," and then the topic is ended. And see, every dialogues have meanings. Okay? And such dialogues are always defining the structures and the functions. Okay? And now come to the point, every topic has question and answers. Number 1, we have discussed this already. Do you know? Do you have a mobile phone? What do you use it for? Some of the students were fearful and they were not ready to give the answers. But when I consoled them and I said, "No, it's just a question," then they started saying, "We use for PUBG, we use for programs." So always everything has a right use. Please, if you have a mobile phone, don't misuse it. Thank you. Now come to the point. We are going to do the question answers. We are going to do question number 3. Read the dialogue. 2. Listen to Meg and Tom talking. Why does Tom want a new mobile phone? It is already given in question 3 also. Read the dialogue and answer the questions. Don't write this. Please don't write this. I will explain you. Okay. Read the dialogue and answer the questions. What is the first question? Who will tell me? Who is Barry? Do you know? Who is Barry? See, look into your books, you will get the answers. Fortunately, if you see in the books, and you will get the answer. I'm giving you 2 minutes to look on the pages, okay? And then tell me, who is Barry? Who will give me the answer? Okay. Yes, there is a salesman of mobile phones. In Technomax on Talbot Road. Barry is a salesman of mobile phones in Technomax on Talbot Road. Did you get the answer? I'm sure you have got the answer. The question 2. Where is Tom going to buy his new mobile phone from? He's going to buy from I have done 2 question and answers for you. Okay, I hope you might have understood and you will get the solution. And all the answers will be given in the solution. Don't worry, I have just given you the ideas, how to work upon the questions. And we have already practiced in the past one. Now come to the point, words and phrases. I have written you the meanings of the phrases. Do you remember? See, I have also given you the explanation of phrases. What are phrases? Phrase is an incomplete sentence. Okay, it can be based on prepositions, on verbs, on nouns. It is an incomplete sentence. Rule will give the complete meaning. We will just use the phrase that we use the word sentences. Do you do the word sentences? In the same manner, you will use the phrases in your own sentences. First, you should know the meaning and then you can do it. Open to the page number 32. Unit 5, Lesson 1, 32. Words and phrases. Phrasal verbs and expressions. Now, these phrases are based on verbs. Okay, read phrasal verbs and expressions in the dialogue and match them with the meanings. I know you know the meanings very well, very nicely, but still I am asking you, it isn't possible for me to come. It isn't possible. He alphas. See. it isn't possible for me to come. See, by this word, isn't. What does isn't mean? It is in a negative way. So, naturally, possible will convert into impossible. That means, it is not possible for me to, it is impossible for me to come. But you have heard this word so many times. Impossible, impossible. Now, there are some expressions. I can't make it. These are the meanings of the phrases. Now the world is developing so much. When I was a child, I said impossible, possible, impossible, possible. Now the world has changed completely. So you will not use the same word. You will use the meaning of it. I can't make it. I can't make it. It is the same meaning of impossible. It is the same, it is giving the same meaning of impossible. So this is the, actually what is your book's name? Channel. Channel is a communicative book. If you read interestingly and try to understand it, then you will really speak fluently very soon. Okay, I can't make it. आप इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. If someone is inviting you, so you can say, I can't make it today, any other day. आज मुमकिन नहीं है, फिर किसी दिन. अब impossible नहीं इस्तेमाल करना है. You will use I can't make it. Okay, if it is impossible for you, okay. Then the second phrase is come or visit. The second is come or visit. In Urdu we say मुआयना करना या आना. Okay? Now anybody can say come or visit. We have heard it. Now we have fed up of these phrases. So what will we do? We will use the meanings of it. Drop by means, come or visit means drop by. Now you can say drop by at my home. Drop by at my home. That is come or visit at my home. I hope, my dear students, you might have understood very nicely, and you can do this and you will get the solution material also. Okay, now what is that? You know, everything has base according to it. Okay, now we have got, we are used to make you write functions and structures. You will draw a column like this. Then you will write functions, and then you will write structures. Everything has meaning, and without meaning and without its functions, क्या function है इसमें, क्या काम हो रहा है? So in this, what did you learn? What did you learn in Get the Message? Defining and giving informations about what? About what should I write? about people and things. See, you have learned in your dialogues, and this function has already been explained to you. Because Tom wanted to buy a telephone, okay? So he wanted, why? Because it didn't have any internet access. So it is defining us, functions are saying us, defining and giving information about people and things. And what pronouns have been used? Then we got structures. What are we using? Who, which, that. So what are these? These are relative pronouns. What are we using in this dialogue? We are using relative pronouns. Okay, what are relative pronouns? Relative pronouns link, give the relation to another, like who is she? Who is she? She is my teacher. So in this we are giving the answer according to the relative pronoun. What does she teach you? Okay, what does she teach you? She teaches me English. So these questions, these relative pronouns always ask the questions what, who, which. Who is your favorite personality? What are you learning in BCS? Who is teaching you ELT? What are you learning from Chan? So these are the relative pronouns, what we are using, and defining related clauses. That means a sentence. Okay? Functions, defining and giving information about people and things. Structures, relative pronouns, who, which, what. Defining relative clauses. We are saying, we are defining about Tom and Meg, about the salesman. So we are using all these relative clauses, and I hope you might have understood the lesson very nicely, and please, you must learn it by heart. You will be getting no copy down your channel homework. No, sorry, right? 5 modal verbs. And use them in sentences of your own. Okay, I will review the homework for you. First, write a story based on the proverb. A friend in need is a friend indeed. But you will not cheat my story, okay? I will not accept it. You will write your own story. Why I tell you? Because these are the writing tasks. When you start writing short stories, then you will come to the compositions. by your own self. You will start writing. So please be in practice of writing. Okay? Now I hope you have understood everything very nicely. I have written over here, to err is human. We are not angels, we are teachers. We can also make a mistake. Okay? So if there is any mistake, to err is human means insan khata ka putla hai. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And keep your fingers crossed for me, not for me, for the whole Muslim world, and pray to Almighty Allah that may He soon release us from these problems. Allah Hafiz, goodbye.